Kakadosh, Boker Or, Mishnah Yomi Mesechet Eduyot, Chapter 7, Perek Zayin, Mishnah Chet and Tet, 8 and 9. He'id Menachem ben Siganai al Musaf, Hayore Shel Sholke Zetim. So again, this is now Menachem ben Signai, that he's testifying about the addition to the vat of the olive boilers, meaning when they come and they attach to the rim of the top of the vat, to the rim of the top of the big barrels, huge barrels, right? That it's going to become tameh as well. Why? Because since it increases the size of it, it allows more of the olive pulp to be boiled at one time. So therefore, it's actually helping with the function of the pot. So therefore, this whatever you're adding onto the yorad is the pot, the big huge pots of the shulke zetim, right? That they're cooking the zetim. Okay, so it receives tuma as well. Now he says v'shel tzabaim, and also the one of tzabaim, meaning that they come and they dies. Remember the dies, he used to cook them in big huge pots. So therefore, right, the rim that attached to it, it cannot become tameh. It's going to be tahor. Why? Shayomrim chaluf advarim, because the sages used to say the exact opposite, right? That basically it cannot become tameh. So basically, again, here you have a machloke between the chachamim and between. So Menachem ben Signai used to say that it's going to be tameh. The chachamim used to say that it's going to be the opposite, that it cannot become tameh, that it's going to be tahor. Okay, fine. That was Mishnah Chet. Now Mishnah Tet. Heid Rabbi Nechunya ben Gudgeda. So Rabbi Nechunya ben Gudgeda testified ala chereshet sheisi avia, that what happens if you have a deaf mute girl that the father married her off? Right? So what happens? She yotza beget. She goes out with a get. Now, technically speaking, this deaf mute, remember, it's like a shota, right? A deaf mute is like a shota. So technically speaking, how is it? How's it going to be valid exactly? So he says, since a woman could be divorced against her will, meaning without consent, so therefore you don't need it. Meaning she doesn't need to be 100% competent in order to receive the get. To receive a marriage, yes, because a woman, you need da'at in order to get married. Meaning a woman has to agree to get married unless the father does it for her, and that's why it's a da'at the father. But here, though, since it's a get, it's going to be okay. A second testimony, al-kitana. Yeah, when you have a kitana bat, Yisrael shenisel kohen. When you have a kitana, right, that means basically here we're talking about a minor, that she's a bat Yisrael, okay, that she gets married to a kohen. She ochele bitruma. She's allowed to eat truma. Yeah. Now, technically speaking, right? Maybe I'm going to suspect that maybe she's going to go out because she's still a minor. She's not obligated mitzvot. No. The second she's married to her husband's a kohen, she eats truma. Vimeta, right? Bala yorshana. If she dies, the husband actually inherits her, right? Just like in a regular case. And again, the same thing. We're not going to say that it wasn't a real marriage and so on and so forth. This is only the Rabbanan, right? She's going to be married off, right? And this is a Ktana Bat Yisrael that she was married to the Kohen. This is going to be done by the brother and the mother. Remember that if the father marries her off, it's a din doraita. If the father marries off a girl, she's doraita married. If the father dies, then she could still be married off as a Ktana by the mother or the brother. Okay, now it's a lower level. It's not the same doraita, but it's a lower level, right? And again, here she's still allowed to eat truma, and the husband will still inherit her if she dies. The third testimony, right? This is the famous, right, takanat merish. What does that mean, right? You remember we spoke about this a few times. If you have a stolen beam, that the thief he steals a beam, right, a big piece of wood, right, and then he puts it into a large building. So you're going to tell me now, give it back. You want to do teshuvah, take down the building, give it back. He's not going to do that. He's going to take down the entire building to take out the beam. So therefore, there was a special takana menish, sheitenet damav. All you have to do is to give back the monetary money instead, right? You don't have to obligate him to take down the entire thing and give back the actual item, because once it's inside, it's inside. The fourth testimony, what about a stolen chatat offering, right? Whose status is unknown to the public, so they don't know, right? So what happens? It's going to atone, right? And the thief does not need to make for the benefit, right? He says over here, he doesn't bring another animal in its place because of the tikkun mizbeach, which means even though it's invalid because it was stolen, Chachamim were concerned that if the thief would have to bring another one in its place, then they would realize what had happened, and that basically they eat an invalid offering. So because of that, it's going to upset them so much they're not going to bring any other ones because they're going to suspect that all of them are stolen. So because of that, the Chachamim say, you know what? The thief, he doesn't have to bring another one. It's for the Mizbeach. In order that the Mizbeach doesn't have damages. Imagine, a Kohen's eating, all of a sudden he finds out it was stolen. So now what? He just ate, he's not going to want to eat anything anymore. So what happened? Because of Takanat Mizbeach, we said, you know what? The same thing. For the Takanah of the Gizlanim, let him continue. He's able to, without any problem, he's able to benefit.